So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for coming onto this channel. So for this one, it was a friendly game that was requested from Ilkeston XI. So they requested us a friendly, especially as we are looking at going into the Pro League side of things. So we're competing against like other not really Pro League, but other teams that are up for like friendlies. So for this one, we hammered them 6-0. They had 3 red cards. Yes, they were playing with any, but that was their loss in terms of not playing properly. So we capitalized on their mistakes, and in general, even before they had the red cards, we were like 2-3-0 up. You know, the play style that we're playing again is just the style that we utilize within the team, which is quick passing, counter-attacking football. Just to share some stats, again, it was 6-0 on our side, a win. They had 3 red cards. We had 55% possession, 19 shots in total versus 9 from the opposition. For myself, I had an 8.1 match rating, so again, a very strong performance from myself. I did not play as a centre-back for this game. I played more as a central midfielder, but with a cam build, a central attacking midfielder build, which I prefer within the central midfielder position whenever I play. I have like a 5'5" type of height, so 5'5", so it's small, but again, the movement, the passing and everything just suits me whenever I play as a midfielder. So again, 8.1 match rating. I had 13 passes at 85% possession, 85% accuracy. I had 12 dribbles and 92% accuracy. 2 possessions won and 3 possessions lost, and then 1 goal from myself, which was the last goal. And you know, the way that it went was the first goal was scored by Andy. Again, it came from X. You know, a quick cross, low, fast cross coming in from the corner side of things to Andy. Second goal, very similar. Andy scored again from X's pass. Third goal was Yejol, who scored, which was a great goal as well. And then the fourth goal was again from X, who passed it to the AI. So again, a great strong performance from X. And then the fifth goal coming from our right back Mukiele, and then the last goal coming from the GOAT me. But no, in general, you know, it was a great performance from ourselves. Regardless of the red cards, we still played as we should have. We could have scored much more goals. It was a case where over the last 10-15 minutes we just got very complacent. Like, their backline was completely wide open, but we were shooting from far, we were doing unnecessary stuff. I think that's something that we just need to learn and just sort out from our side, not to be too complacent, shooting from far and just doing unnecessary stuff that we shouldn't be. Just keeping it simple and just keeping that, you know, momentum, and just keeping, you know, the goal scoring just coming through. I think it's a case where if we're 5-6-0 up, we just get too complacent. We just need to, you know, teach these teams a lesson, and just to keep the consistency up with our play. And you know, just a quick update on the lineup and who was playing from our side. So we had Adams, who's been playing fantastic for us as a goalkeeper. You know, he's been saving us on so many occasions. He's been our key goalkeeper for the past couple of, you know, weeks or months now. So GG's to him, to Adams, for playing really good. Mukiele was a trialist for us as a right back, but for me, he's a very key right back player for us. Fantastic physically as well as defensively, and his positioning is very strong. You know, that's what I need from a right back. If I do go as a centre back partner with him, I'm very confident that, you know, we're going to be playing very well, and I have had the opportunity to play with him as a right back. We didn't have anyone in the defensive lineup apart from Mukiele. Everyone else was AI. And then in midfield we had Clip who was having a trial with us, but he did play very well, I do have to say. The 10 games that he had, 90% win rate, so again, very strong performance from a trialist, and, you know, good to see that he embedded within the team quite well. And then myself and Yejol in centre mid. We have Thiago as a cam, a central attacking midfielder. And then up front we have Andy as well as X. You know, great lineup for us. Again, not a complete team, but it was very early on during the day, so, you know, once we ramp up, you know, with this Pro League side of things, we're doing so many different friendlies with Pro League teams, and I'm going to be uploading tomorrow against a team that was quite hard. We had a full 11 compared to them as well, a full 11. A great, you know, team performance where we won 3-0, and again, I'll be posting that for us tomorrow for you guys to see. So yeah, guys, do enjoy the video. Do let me know your thoughts, and if you are up for like any friendlies as well. We do play on the PC side of things. Unfortunately, there's no crossplay as yet, but they are looking at somehow, I don't know, updating crossplay mid-season, which is going to be interesting to see how much of a failure that will be, and what bugs and issues will come across with that. But Again, the crossplay side of things, they should have been better, implemented a while back. It's not a case where they should be looking at the little babies such as Ultimate Team or 1 vs 1 online for crossplay only. Pro Clubs is such an expanding and great scene to be part of, and it's just unfortunate that they don't do any updates or anything really on the Pro Club side of things, which is just unfortunate for us. We've been mentioning it for years. It's just the same Pro Clubs year on year. Of course, the game style would change. That's just collectively as a FIFA, but Pro Clubs hasn't done much, especially with a competitive scene that they should embed within the Pro Club side of things, as well as substitutions and so much more. So I've mentioned that in my previous videos, and let's see, man. Let's see what they do with crossplay. But from the sources that I've been hearing, yes, there will be crossplay enabled for Pro Clubs, but it's going to be mid-season or so. Sorry for my blocked nose, man. Allergies are fucking playing me up. But no, today what we're going to be talking about really is around Manchester City versus Liverpool. As you guys know, I am a Liverpool supporter. We do have the final today, the Community Shield, at 5 o'clock. The time that I'm going to be uploading my videos. So I'm just going to give you a quick little analysis of what I think the game will be like, the scores, the individual players that are going to be playing, such as the lineup forecasted, and just, my general thoughts. So just to share with you some just quick head-to-head stats. Liverpool and Man City, great teams. They've always been competing head-to-head for a very long time. Always going to the last games, for example, during the league or even the Champions League. Wherever the case is, competitively, they're very good individual teams. And it's so good to see, the likes of Arsenal as well as, other teams within the Premier League now acquiring newer players, to develop and, to compete against the likes of Liverpool and Man City. They're guaranteed both teams to score. So I was looking at the head-to-head for the past 5 games. Both teams have scored, and it's always been a high-scoring game. The previous game prior to this, it was a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Before that was a 2-2 draw. Before that again was a 2-2 draw. And then before that was a 4-1 demolition for Man City against Liverpool at Anfield, which wasn't great. And that was, I think, around 2021. But again, a very high-scoring game to be expected. It's just unfortunate from the Liverpool side of things that they don't have let's say, a strong goalkeeper lineup because Alisson is injured. We've got Kelleher, who's a second option, who's also injured. And then we've got Adrian that hasn't really been playing consistently for the past couple of seasons. He's been opting for Kelleher as his second fiddle, let's say, goalkeeper, with Alisson being his front or his main goalkeeper as such. But Adrian has been doing what he can within the morale boosting side of things and just being there as, a goalkeeper if he's needed. And, the pre-season side of things, he's been our main goalkeeper. But the results never tend to be going the right way for Liverpool in pre-seasons. They tend to always do really bad, because of the way that they go for these, let's say, pre-seasons. It's a case where they're trying out different fitnesses with different players. They've got new signings. Carvalho, for example, has been playing quite a few minutes within the friendlies, as well as Nunes, for example, and then rotationing with like youthful players as well. That's just the style that Liverpool have adopted over the past couple of seasons for friendlies. They've never really done great in friendlies. And especially back off the season that they've just come from, a full season of games. They didn't miss like one actual game. They were playing every single game possible or available last season. So, they must be exhausted, and it's just unfortunate as well that they've had these back-to-back like friendlies. But, the rotational play that they've been doing with the youthful side of things, as well as the new signings, it's always good to see how they embed within the team. With my thoughts and predictions for this game, I honestly feel that City will win this. But I do see both teams scoring. I do see it being like 2-1. Maybe in extra time it will go. But again, City as well, they've lost some key players such as like Sterling. They've lost Jesus, who was doing quite well for them towards the latter end of the season for Manchester City. You've got Zinchenko, who always had this really good win rate with like Manchester City. He was very flexible and versatile as well. He does play as a midfielder, but he can operate as a left back as well, as we've seen for Manchester City. He's moved over to Arsenal, who he did play as a left back for their first, let's say, pre-season game. But again, I do see him playing across like as a midfielder whenever Tierney's back. But, that flexibility and versatility is something that's key, and that works out well for Zinchenko. But again, losing Sterling, that's been at Manchester City for a while, as well as Jesus is going to be a big, let's say, change for Manchester City. They brought in Haaland, who's got a different play style to the likes of Jesus as well as Sterling. You know, he's one of those players that's got the physicality. He does like a lot of tapping goals because of his positional play is just fantastic. But even if it's not tapping goals, you know, he does bring the ball from far, and he progresses and moves quite well. His shooting ability is absolutely insane as well, so it's going to be really good to see how he molds and he adapts within the Premier League or the British League as such. You know, and then you've got the likes of Nunes, who's come from, you know, the the Portuguese league as such. You know, he had a great season with the team that he was in, with Benfica. You know, in the Portuguese league, the stats that he had was around 28 games, and he had 26 goals with 4 assists. So again, a different style player for Liverpool overall compared to the signings that we've made previously. You know, his pressing style isn't as much as, let's say, what Mane is used to, or even Diaz or Jota or even Firmino. So he's more like an out-for-out centre forward. So it's going to be an interesting opportunity for Liverpool, especially the play style that they've been adopting for the past couple of seasons, to see how they're going to be playing with Nunes. And yeah, you know, they've been showing some reels and highlights of Nunes over the past pre-seasons, the games that I've been showing, and you know, they've been saying like he's an Andy Carroll or whatever the case is. You know, he's going to be a flop. But again, it takes time to adapt to a team, and it's similar to Haaland as well. It will take him time to adapt to the team itself and understanding the play style. So, you know, with the Premier League season just gonna be starting like next weekend, it's coming in so quickly. I think it's going to be an exciting opportunity to see how these individual players will be molded into the team. If it's going to be a quick, let's say, adaptation within the team, if they're going to be, you know, settling into the team very quickly, or if it's going to take a while. You know, with Liverpool signings over the past seasons, Fabinho took some time to, you know, actually get some regular time in on his first season with us. Same with the other signings too. So it'll be interesting to see who they line up. In my opinion, it's going to be Adrian in goal, right back Trent. You've got Konate and Van Dijk as centre back partners. Of course, Robbo at the back. Central defensive midfielder, you've got Fabinho. I do see him playing Hendo and Thiago as a centre midfielder. And then, of course, you've got Salah on the left. I do see Firmino being played over Nunes, and then maybe Nunes coming on after. And then you've got Diaz on the right. That's just my personal opinion. And again, City playing a much more stronger lineup. Of course, they don't have that many injuries. You've got Edison, you've got Walker, Diaz, Aki. You know, Laporte is unfortunately injured, but again, Aki is a great player, being rumoured to the likes of Chelsea and other individual teams. You've got Cancelo, who's a beast as a left back or right back. Flexibility from his side. You've got Rodri, Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne in that midfield. Literally a very strong midfield lineup. You've got Mahrez, you've got Grealish as well as Haaland. And again, you know, with Grealish, I think it'll be interesting to see how he plays. You know, he did set up the goal for Haaland in that friendly match, but, you know, the way that he plays, his dribbling style, you know, I think it'll be really interesting now with Sterling gone, with his more game times that he's going to be having, to see actually how he moulds in to this Man City team. I think he's a good player, but I don't know. Let's see how he does, Grealish. You know, with Aston Villa, he was playing some really good football. Now he's got the game time with Man City for this season guaranteed, I feel. So no, I think, you know, it's going to be an interesting opportunity to see how they mould in. Because again, he's not really a winger. He's like a midfielder, like an attacking midfielder that can cut in, that looks at passing, and he's a special type of player. So that'll be a really good opportunity to see how Grealish plays in. But overall, you know, I do see, unfortunately, City winning the game. But again, both teams to score. You know, by the time I've uploaded this video, that's when the match will start. But, you know, just to give you some updates as well, they did play against each other in the Community Shield in 2019, which it was a 1-1 draw, and it did go over to penalty shootout, which Man City won 5-4 on penalty shootout. You know, Liverpool haven't actually won this Community Shield. I think the last time that they won this was in 2006. So again, it's a trophy that Jurgen Klopp hasn't won under his, let's say, remit. He's won every single other trophy possible, but the Community Shield he hasn't. And he has mentioned in his previous interview just recently that, you know, he does hope that he does win it. But again, with the fixtures that they had last season, the physicality of the team and the fitness as well of the overall team, I don't see a result coming for Liverpool, unfortunately. So again, I do see Carvalho coming on as a substitute for Liverpool. A fantastic player, reminds me of Coutinho. You know, a bargain purchase for the amount that they bought him for. They bought him for like 5 mil, I read. But his value is going to be absolutely extortionate by the end of, I don't know, the next 2 seasons. His main focus, he's mentioned, is to be, you know, brought up into the national team. So I think that's going to be a great, great opportunity for him to be fighting for that position, because again, you've got the likes of Thiago that's aging, you've got Hendo that's aging. Fabinho's doing quite well, but again, an aging player. So they've adopted that youthful policy within Liverpool, and of course you've got Elliott, you've got Jones, you've got all these youthful players that are coming up the ranks of Liverpool, which is exciting to see. And of course, the right back position as well, Calvin Ramsey. Unfortunately, we did lose out to Nico Williams to Nottingham Forest. It's just, he wanted regular game time. But Ramsey's a great prospect, 18 years old. Again, played quite well and regular for the Aberdeen side. So, no, exciting times for Liverpool. But yeah, guys, we are coming to the end of the video. I do appreciate it. Please do give me your thoughts on what the score is going to be for Manchester City versus Liverpool later on today at 5 o'clock UK time. But regardless, we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, where we've got an upload with Emega, I think it's called Emigod FC, which is a great team, and we did beat them 3-0. It was a full 11. But yeah, take care. Bye-bye.